Today, I'm going to kind of revisit something I've not done for a very long time on my channel. Can we still do it? Let's find out. That is a stunning piece. Right, we are back with another epic resin art video. Today, I'm going to kind of revisit something I've not done for a very long time on my channel. I can't remember when I did this last, but you may remember this. It must have been about 4 years ago now. This is the cloud effect, cloud technique, originally created by Miriam's Nature here on YouTube. If you haven't checked out her channel, she has got loads of really incredible videos. So Miriam doesn't make YouTube videos anymore, but if you are watching Miriam, sending love to you as always. So we are going to see if we can recreate this. I saw some posts on Facebook a couple of days ago, people attempting, some people asking for help, and I thought, well, I can't even remember how to make the technique myself. I could go back and watch one of mine or Miriam's videos on this, but I'm just going to wing it and see what happens. But what I am going to do today is also speed the process up. I'm going to try and use a heat mat to see if I can speed this up and get it cured within maybe an hour or two instead of waiting for the whole 24 hours. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. So yeah, this was made quite some time ago on the channel and it's still as vibrant. That was using the Let's Resin alcohol inks. I'm going to try the new ones that we've got, the 48 piece set for this. Can we still do it? Let's find out. And as always, I'm going to be using the Let's Resin Daniel Cooper collab resin for this. Let's get mixing. Okay, my resin is now mixed. I've mixed up 2 ounces in total. So what I'm going to do first, because we do need to mix up some white to pour over the alcohol inks afterwards. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up the white afterwards, because the longer this sits here, the warmer the resin is going to get. So I'm just going to pour this inside the cavities that I want to use in my jewellery mould. And you'll see there's a rather large amount of mess. Static is quite bad at the moment. Well, I say at the moment, today. But it's really important to leave a gap. Leave enough space in your mould for the white when we pour that over the alcohol inks. So now I'm just going to, I've picked a selection. Sorry, my mask is riding up my face. I've picked a selection of different colours from the alcohol ink set, and I'm just going to drop those on the surface of the resin. Okay, I've dropped some random colours. Some have got more colour than others. So going back to our other pot, this has got 15 millilitres, 15 mil of resin left in there. So now I'm going to take my single white from the same set, really shake that up so there's no pigments, and I'm going to mix up the white resin. So it's probably a bit too much in there, but we'll see. We want the white to be a really nice opaque white, a solid white. So I'm not going to count the drops. Don't really need to count the drops. I'm just going to add some, mix it, and then see. So I didn't add any more to that. I think that's enough. Got this really nice milky white. I think that was about 10 or 12 drops to that 15 mil of resin. So that is good to go. I think, anyway, it's been a while. So with this, you have some options. You can kind of drizzle the resin off of your stick over the colours, but you do want to kind of cover as much of the alcohol inks as possible. Drizzling it like this could take a while. You can also, if you want, do drops of the white. This is I think this is called the marshmallow effect. Kind of just drop droplets of white over your colours, like so. We'll do a few different ones, I think, just see what it comes out like. And like I said, you can just drizzle straight from the pot over the top. This is why it's important to leave that space because otherwise it's just going to pour out of the mould all over the sides. So sadly, I've actually run out of the white. So I have some that I can't. I could mix up some more resin, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to finish these off with some sinker white, just the normal Petri effect, just so they're not wasted. I'm just going to drop some white, and this is slightly heavier, this sinker, than what we used to. But I'd rather do something than waste the resin. This one here, I'm actually going to do a test run because there wasn't much drizzled in there. I'm actually going to try and do like a combo and drop some sinker white over that and just see what it turns out like. Mixture of two different techniques. So now what I'm going to do is just give these a little bit of time before I go in with my stick and stir some of them up before I put them on the heat mat. Right, so these have been sitting for about 30 minutes. And you can see the resin is becoming a bit stringy when we touch it. So that's going to drag the pigment and the colours quite nicely when we stir it. Now for this effect, you don't ordinarily you wouldn't stir it. So we're going to leave that one as it is. But I am going to stir this one, which is also like the marshmallow effect. So no particular way. I'm just going to stick my stick in and just draw all the colours around, like so. You can kind of do this any way you want. Stir it similar to what we do with the Petri effect as well, just to swirl around into the centre. I'm not going too far down, maybe 3 millimeters into the resin. And we mustn't forget to do the Petri ones. So those are all stirred apart from that one, and I've decided to leave this one as it is just to see what it comes out like, because I think I swirl everything. So I'm going to leave that one just to see. But as always, massive shout out to my channel members, anyone who's bought me a coffee or a super thanks, and to all our subscribers. If you haven't hit that button, support the channel, help us grow. And I'm going to pop these on the heat mat. I'm just using the Let's Resin heat mat. The link is in the description box below. Just going to speed this up. Now with speeding curing up, what can happen is it will lower the viscosity of the resin, and anything that we've put in there, like pigments, not the alcohol inks but the white pigment that we've put in, it could lower the viscosity and that could sink and blob. So what I'm expecting definitely with the Petri is probably some sinking and blobbing. I'm not sure about the cloud technique, so I don't think we put enough of the white alcohol ink in there to really affect it that much, but we'll see. I've never tried it this way. Okay, these are all done. Still a little bit soft, but I can demold them. As always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment. If you haven't subbed, again, hit that button for me. So I think the Petri effect, we'll go first with those, because I do think that by putting it on the heat mat a little bit too early, the sinker's definitely probably gonna, yeah, look, it's blobbed. But we knew anyway from the previous Petri video that the sinker is a little bit heavier in that set than it should be. So I mean, we kind of predicted this to happen. It's not horrible though. Where else was the Petri? We've got one here. I just hope the cloud effect has come out. Oh, that one's interesting. Got a couple of blobs in there, but it's got a lot of depth. It was better than to let the resin go to waste. Not my style. Was this one Petri as well? Yes. So I put these on full power on the heat mat for about an hour and a half, 90 minutes. when I've used the heat mat with the Petri effect before, I kind of let them sit for a good hour before putting them onto the heat mat. We do get some interesting results, but that's with the regular C deeper. This is a bit heavier. It's got some depth, like mushrooms in there. Okay, let's go with, I think that's it for the Petri effect ones. We're now moving on to the cloud. My mold has lost its shine, but look at the 3D depth in there. It's all twisted and kind of, it's a really cool effect. So it's worked so far. Let's go up here. Yeah, that's worked. That's really nice. It's got such a nice 3D depth to it. The way that white kind of, the color clings to the white. It's really nice. Clings to the white and then pushes it down. Wow. Could have gone with a black background, I think, on that one to give it a bit more depth. Yeah, it's so nice. Let's go with the square ones. It's a bit soft, it's subtle. What that look like in a bezel? Not overly fond of that one. Let's have a look at this one. I'm just glad it's worked after all this time. It has worked. But I think these two ovals, I do love the magnification that these cabochon molds give to the pieces as well. That's very marshmallow effect style. Again, that mold's a bit, need to get a new one. Focus. That brains, colourful brains. Let's go with the one that I didn't stir. There it is. Looks like some of the colour's gone, kind of sunk through a little bit. Again, it's got really nice depth. I like it. I do like that technique. It's just the cloud technique. It's just done in droplets instead of drizzling. Let's check out the heart. A lot of colour on the back. Wow. That is incredible. So going back to one that I made in the previous video, I'll put it down somewhere. Where have I put it? There it is. Almost identical technique. I'm glad I did it. I didn't have to re-watch one of my videos or Miriam's. That is a stunning piece, down to the swirling as well. Loving this part here. Can't really see it on camera, but you can see there's like a tunnel, a 3D tunnel in there. That is stunning. What I'll do is wait for these to fully cure, and then I'll probably buff these up using the new Lex Resin machine. Let's have a look at this one. Wow. That is full of colour. I like that there's areas as well that are just white. So it is a simple effect to do. You don't really have to count the drops of the Sinker white. You can use a pigment paste, but just bear in mind this is a lot heavier than using the white Sinker alcohol ink. You'll need less of it, like a tiny amount mixing. Just aim for that kind of milky white finish. Let's go with this one, the last two. Yeah, such a shame about the mold. But again, easily fixed when that's fully cured. Not too fond of the swirl on that one. That's better. I prefer it, definitely prefer it that way. Last one. What did we get? Yeah, we've got that subtle white with no colour there. Kind of little dimple there. It must have been a bubble that rose and come through and popped itself on the back maybe. There, is that it? No, it's a little bit lower. Maybe it moved. And that is stunning. That way? I don't know, which way? I like it like that. Right, hope you enjoyed that one. It's been a while since we tried it, but it does still work. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried this before? Or will you try it? This one, it's really incredible. Right, we did it. Again, massive shout out to Miriam's Nature if you are watching. And I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.